The corn crop in Arkansas is finishing up now. So far we've been hearing some good things, anywhere from 180 to 200 plus on the yields right now. And that's coming off of a high planted area this year. So we've got around 890,000 acres of planted corn this year. That mixed with a great yield is going to have a heck of a production for Arkansas.
It started out with the spring. We had a spring that was conducive for planting. We got in the field early. We did what we wanted to do, and the yields are reflecting that. We got our crops in early, got the fertilizer activated by the rain, and then we did have a dry summer, but we were able to irrigate. And so we're really impressed with the corn yields this year, and that all comes from having a really good productive spring.
Well, in other parts of the country, they got hit with a heat spell where we actually got some timely rains in. That hurt their yields, so they're not looking as good, but I think the crop's still going to be there because the U.S. is looking at probably going to have their second highest corn crop in history.
Here in Northeast Arkansas, in Jackson and Independence County, we're seeing higher yields than normal. That's playing out where we're hoping to put this corn in the grain bins, be able to sell it late in the year or early next year, hold on to it, wait for that price to come up, and everyone I've talked to is impressed with their corn yields. With the spring that was good for planting, we planted more rice than we typically plant. So our corn, we're letting it dry down in the field, and we just recently started the harvest. We're going straight into the grain bins with it, and it's at the perfect moisture. We're not going to have to turn on any heat. We're not going to have to turn the bins. And we've got one combine in the corn harvest, and we've got the rest focusing on the rice, trying to get that out now, trying to make sure that we get that rice before it blows down. And the corn is standing well. We're impressed with the way it looks. We look forward to getting this crop out, hopefully in the next 10 days.
With harvest wrapping up for corn this year, farmers are going to be looking, to store it right now with the river levels going down. So that, that's what we saw last year. Barges couldn't load at capacity, so they were turning corn away at the granaries, and people were trying to find a place to put them. Basis was widening, so I think farmers are going through that right now. But with this great corn crop, and they've had an excellent harvest time, hardly any rains to go through, so they were able to zip through that pretty quickly. I think that they're still pretty happy.
In some places, we're seeing yields increase up to 10%. That's not the average, but certain fields, the ones we got in first, we're seeing 10% increase in yields. I would love to say it was that across the board, but that's not happening. When we got in later into April, those corn fields are making about our average yield.